Mike Conley is a legend in the realm of jumping. Pivotal in propelling Arkansas into track and field greatness. As a sophomore, he claimed the first of 3 straight NCAA indoor triple jump titles, triumphing over collegiate record holder Keith Connor. Conley's achievements extended to the global stage with a world championship bronze. In 1984, he etched his name in history by becoming the first to sweep all 4 NCAA horizontal jump titles. That feat was followed by an Olympic silver in Los Angeles. Returning for his senior year, Conley secured 4 more NCAA crowns, driving Arkansas to its first outdoor track and field title. Conley's influence echoes through time. Truly deserving of the Hall of Fame, let's call the Hogs for Arkansas's Mike Conley.
I mentioned to somebody I'm gonna interview Mike Conley, and the first thing they said was, "Oh man, he was the real deal in the triple jump and the long jump." What were your first memories of that? Hey man, I can really fly.
My first memories was at home. My mom's not gonna like this, but she didn't like it back then. But we had a ceiling that was at an angle, and I would try to jump and touch the ceiling, making marks on the ceiling all the way to the end. And I realized at that point I wanted to be a jumper, something that had to do with jumping.
You started at Ohio State, then you went to Arkansas. What was that progression like?
Really? Ohio State?
That's what the bio said.
I'm laughing because I've got to listen. We got to address this right now. I have been erased from the internet. You know, Mike Conley Sr., my son is Mike Conley II, and when you Google Mike Conley, you got to scroll down about 400 pages to see me. He went to Ohio State. I went to Arkansas, and
no, that was on your bio.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. You
can't, my bad.
No,
my bad. By the way, I mentioned to Mike Jr., remember I beat you in Papa's shop, but that's a whole nother thing that we're gonna talk about later. All right, when they talk about being in a zone, let's take me back to 84 and 85. You sweep the indoor and outdoor titles each year in the long jump and triple jump. What kind of zone are you in as an athlete?
I'll tell you what, I was blessed to have a great coach with Dick Booth, and he was a great motivator. And we had great jumpers at the University of Arkansas, but I learned early, and the story I learned about focus and determination and why I won my gold medal was in '84, I was picked to win the gold medal, and I won the silver. My best man at my wedding, Al Joyner, won the gold. And in '88, I was picked to win, and I had to make the Olympic team because I wore some baggy shorts, right? I thought they were cool. I went to my wife, and she was like, "Why are you wearing those shorts? You look silly, and you never wore them before." I said, "You don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna wear these shorts." And coach said, "Don't wear them." I went out and wore them, and sure enough, when I landed in the sand, they blew back about 1.5 feet, and that's where they measured my jumps from, and I missed the Olympic team by 1 centimeter. So I had to wait 4 more years to win a gold medal. So going into '92, of course, I'm listening to everything my wife said, going into that. And I learned that, you need to listen to people, focus, and every little thing counts in competition.
Now, so you're at Arkansas in the mid-'80s, but so you're 21, 22 years old. It's the 92, the 92.
That's how long it took.
And 93 in Stuttgart for the World Championships. I mean, what was that process like over those years where you're no longer in college, but you're...
That was tough, and I was an assistant coach during that time too, and those were it's a lot of jumping,
right.
A lot of traveling through Europe. I like to just number one thank my wife, my kids, because that's gone a lot. I was a professional athlete for 17 years, and it's gone from home a lot. A lot of summers away, and they stuck by me, my mom and dad, for paying my way to college my freshman year so I can try to play basketball, which I was no good at. And but that's how I managed to get that far.
Listen, he says he's no good at basketball, but Google Mike Conley Sr. Slam dunk competition, and I'm listening to Dick Vitale this morning going, "Super scintillating, sensational," and he's talking about you, 4 Foot Locker slam dunk titles. What do you remember about those?
Man, that was
It's
great.
against other track athletes, like Mike
against
Powell. And
Mike Powell, and we had athletes, Deion Sanders, athletes from other sports, so that was great. I mean, because I didn't get a chance to run in the superstars and the competitions that, I was jealous that that Ronaldo and Edwin got to compete in, but they came up with the dunk contest. That's for me. And I knew I could jump behind the free throw line and dunk and all that kind of stuff. But I tell you what, this is the crazy story. When I won my gold medal in '92, I was coming back and I flew through Memphis, Tennessee. I got off a small plane and I started walking, towards the baggage claim. And one of the workers says, "Hey, you're Mike Conley." I've been in every newspaper in the country, and I was like, "Yeah, I got my gold medal." About to reach my gold medal out, and he says, "Yeah, you're that dunk guy, the dunk contest." I was like, "Welcome to America."
What do you consider your greatest accomplishment athletically? Is it the team championships at Arkansas? Is it the World's gold Olympic? Is it the individuals? What is it?
I tell you what, for me, my most memorable track meet, my most, where it encapsulates me as a jumper, was actually the national championships in Madison Square Garden, the USA National, well, back then, TAC National Championships. And they allowed the Russians to compete at our national championships. I was hot. I was livid, number one, because the Russians were competing at our national championships. Number two, the world record holder was Russian. And he could jump a lot further than I could at that time. So, I think it would be a downer to win your national championships and get blown away by a Russian. So I was upset about that, and here we are at 11 o'clock in the morning at Madison Square Garden, and he goes out and he jumps like 57.7, which was way past the American record. Up to that point, I had only jumped like 55 feet, 55.10, and he gets his sweats, lights a cigarette, and he leaves the arena. Well, just literally lights a cigarette, and it was gone. And you can Google it, and I had one jump left, and I literally jumped out of the pit and broke the world record. And for me, that encapsulates Mike Conley.
He is the original Mike Conley, and he is a Hall of Famer.
Thank you.